Welcome to Commencement 2020.
When I think over the events of the past year and what 2020 has brought us, the first words I think of are challenge and adaptation. I think most people around the world would agree. COVID-19 has changed our world irrevocably. Our campus, usually the beating heart of our community, was now deserted. The usual camaraderie replaced by impersonal Zoom rooms. Every day, the news brought grim details of infection rates going up around the world. With no end in sight, it was a time of fear and uncertainty. 2020 has challenged us all. But that's what Kaust was created for. It's what draws our students and faculty from across the kingdom and from every corner of the globe. It's how we make a difference to our world. Challenge. We tackle the biggest challenges of our time to make the world a better place. Our adaptive response was almost immediate. We mobilized our collaborations with McLaren, Alion, and Advanced Electronics to engineer and prototype personal protective equipment, face shields, and emergency ventilators. Overnight, we leveraged competencies and talents developed over years to focus on rapid diagnostic platforms, genomic analysis of the virus, and bioinformatic tools to help track the spread and evaluation of the disease. Working with institutions like the Saudi Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the Ministry of Health, to deliver actionable information for the public and policymakers. All told, Kaust demonstrated to the Kingdom the functionality of a national laboratory, pivoting its expertise and its facilities over a weekend to help address a crisis of global scale. Amidst this global disruption, Kaust was also called upon to support the Kingdom as it confidently orchestrated much-needed global discussions and coordinated actions through the Kingdom's presidency of the Group of 20, better known as the G20. Kaust was a major contributor to multiple working groups and task forces in the areas of energy, environment, and the digital economy, quietly bringing to fruition the vision that inspired King Abdullah to conceive of this new House of Wisdom. The final G20 Leaders' Declaration captured two major recommendations championed by our illustrious faculty members. One is the circular carbon economy concept that was germinated in an on-campus workshop for the G20 planning 2 summers ago. And the other is the Global Coral Reef R&D Accelerator Program that, indeed, spells out a specific role for Kaust in its planned implementation. Kaust was also the lead organization and host to the Science 20, or S20, a forum representing all G20 national science academies. The remarkable contributions of Kaust faculty, researchers, and students featured prominently in the science deliberations that yielded the Science 20 communiqué. What other university is there in the world that has delivered on a global stage like this one? Even as we continue to face the demands of COVID-19, there are equally important challenges that await us. As our population grows and our need for energy increases, it is apparent that the traditional model of making, using, and disposing of carbon needs to be replaced. As a world, we need to transition to a circular carbon economy, where there is opportunity to reduce the human impact on the environment and to produce valuable products. Innovation and technology will be key. In line with the G20 Grand Vision for sustainable, clean, and accessible energy, a new initiative was born at Kaust to find solutions to drive a circular carbon economy forward. To optimize our use of renewable energy sources and make them safe, we need to integrate digital technology into the energy grid with big data science and artificial intelligence. In concert with the Circular Carbon Economy Initiative, Kaust has added a digital pillar to its 4 founding pillars of energy, environment, food, and water. The digital pillar includes new initiatives in smart health, climate modeling, robotics, cybersecurity, and artificial intelligence. We are living through unprecedented times of great challenge, adaptation, and development. I have no doubt that humanity will continue to face major challenges, But I also have no doubt that Kaust and its graduates can meet those challenges and change the world for the better.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله نور السماوات والأرض. مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح. المصباح في زجاجة. الزجاجة كأنها كوكب دري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار. نور على نور. يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم. في بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع ويذكر فيها اسمه يسبح له فيها بالغدو والآصال. رجال لا تلهيهم تجارة ولا بيع عن ذكر الله وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة. يخافون يوما تتقلب فيه القلوب والأبصار. ليجزيهم الله أحسن ما عملوا ويزيدهم من فضله. والله يرزق من يشاء بغير حساب. صدق الله العظيم.
Your Excellencies, Kaust board members, faculty, students, graduates' families, and friends, other members of the university community, and distinguished guests, welcome to Kaust's 11th commencement ceremony and its first ever virtual graduation. The COVID-19 pandemic has indeed disrupted our world, depriving this year's graduates of a traditional graduation. And yet, the virtual media also presents us with many opportunities, including, for example, the ability to welcome the participation of our graduates who have already assumed new roles in institutions and companies bestrewn throughout the world. Let us savor this historic experience and learn from it. But the one thing that will not change is what this celebration is all about. The evening belongs to the men and women who are receiving their hard-earned degrees. As president of Kaust, let me offer my heartfelt congratulations to you, our graduating doctoral and master's students, who are drawn from across Saudi Arabia and around the world. Let me likewise extend my tribute to your parents, families, and friends who supported you, and to the faculty members and staff who mentor and inspire you through your journey. They all share in our achievements, so please join me in thanking all of them. You are about to embark on a new chapter of your lives and transition into a world that no one could have anticipated. It is a world full of challenges, many old, and as we know from this year, some quite new. But we are confident that each of you is up to the task. We know so a posteriori, based on many examples from our ranks. Take the case of one graduate amongst you, Royale Hardenstein, who is earning her PhD degree in marine science. Royale is an American who during her time here became a leading whale shark expert. She contributed to a Netflix film about corals, and she will soon be working for the Red Sea Giga project as a specialist on endangered species. Or the example of Tariq Lufala Altukastani, a KGSP alumni specializing in computer science, who just this year won the prestigious EuroPAR Best Paper Award. In parallel to his academic pursuit, Tariq somehow found time to co-found a startup company based in Jeddah, Said, for which he is now serving as co-CEO. Then there is Sandra Medina Munoz, an international student from Colombia, who came to Kaust to complete her PhD in environmental science and engineering. This year, she and Luisa Javier, a founding Master of Science 2010 alumni, who recently returned to Kaust for her PhD. They together created the startup called WireKit. This startup has now deployed their product solutions for disinfecting airplanes with Swissport in Jeddah, Riyadh, and Daman. Some of you may not know that Swissport is the world's leading provider of ground and cargo services to the aviation industry. A final example, a special one, is another graduate student who is joining us in this commencement after overcoming a challenge of a different kind. Ryan Maxwell, who is finishing his Master of Science in Electrical and Computer Engineering, met a tragic skiing accident last January and was in a coma for 9 days. Initially, it was uncertain if he would recover or finish his graduate degree. But his challenge did not stop him. Even as he persevered through the arduous process of recovery, he continued working remotely on his research on novel algorithms to teach robots how to walk. He returned to Kaust on the first possible charter flight back last August and is now marching with the class of 2020. Ryan will be continuing here in pursuit of his PhD. So I wish I can go on telling you the depth of every human story behind this graduation class. There is, however, a recurring theme to the way that these graduates overcame their intellectual and personal challenges. They simply turned the problem upside down and transformed them into exceptional opportunities. The toilsome, resilient, and entrepreneurial ways of your class are lessons to behold for all of us. The university that has nurtured your success through the years has now entered its second decade, our Kaust 2.0. Building on the continuing research excellence established during the first 10 years of our existence, our second decade will be characterized by the expectation of impact to the nation. This will require every single one of us to take part, including our newest alumni, the class of 2020. I have absolutely no doubt that we will deliver and that our indelible impact will be felt for many years to come through you and what each of you will accomplish in the coming years. Our second decade is off to a rousing start. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia held the G20 presidency in 2020, and Kaust ably anchored many discussions in the areas of energy, environment, health, and digitalization through multiple G20 working groups, task forces, and engagement groups. I'm extremely proud of how Kaust has become an expert to the nation and refulgent at the world's grandest stage. We have also set in motion major initiatives that will position our faculty, students, and collaborators at the leading edge in research and translation for the circular carbon economy, regional climate change, the future of health, cybersecurity, and artificial intelligence. Our community of scholars continues to grow. Along with it, our impact. I remember saying last year that Kaust has risen from the sands of Tuwal to become a globally recognized university. This year, our 2020 graduating class is honored to be joined by two graduates, Mutaz Mudaishie Al-Jadali and Hamza Ahmed Al-Sabaki, who were raised in Tuwal. In a way, our two Tuwal graduates are emblematic of a coming to fruition of the promise of Kaust. As teenagers, both of them saw the massive campus development in their neighborhood, and in it, both recognized the future. Yet, Kaust really is but an instrument to help build that future, one of a vibrant society, a thriving economy, and an ambitious nation. Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 is a roadmap to the future, and I urge each of you, our graduates, to follow that road of meaning and to seek that path that will lead you to your purposeful destinations. Congratulations. It is now my great pleasure to introduce the class of 2020 student commencement speaker, Saleh Faisal Hassan. Saleh started his journey at Kaust in 2016 as the first Saudi student to join the Ali Al Naimi Petroleum Engineering Research Center. He received his Bachelor of Science degree from the Colorado School of Mines and his master's degree from Imperial College of London, both in petroleum engineering. His PhD research explored his passion for understanding fundamental science and industrial applications to ensure a continuous and efficient global supply of energy. Please welcome the Kaust 2020 student commencement speaker, Saleh Faisal Hassan.
President Chan, Board of Trustees, faculty, members of Kaust community, family and friends, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. My Kaust journey started with a small gift of cufflinks. When I was a kid, my father returned from a business trip, and he brought home a pair of cufflinks decorated with pearls. He smiled at me and said, "Saleh, you will be wearing these on your graduation, and you have a lot of work to do, so be patient." Maybe as a kid, I didn't fully grasp the idea. However, as my grandfathers were fishermen I knew that pearls were extremely valuable and a symbol of success. These cufflinks became something to strive for. The only question was, what would I do to earn them? What path should I pursue? My interest was in the field of science, as my favorite activity was to sit down with my father, take apart electronic devices, attempt to fix them, and most importantly, put them back together again. Years later, I was in Colorado, in the US, preparing to graduate as the first engineer in my family. I called my father to ask about the cufflinks, and his answer was, Saleh, not yet. A couple of years later, I was in London, preparing to graduate with a master's degree from Imperial College. I called my father again to ask if now was the time I could wear these pearl cufflinks. His answer was, again, Saleh, not yet. Time passed, and I pursued my PhD in Alberta, Canada, completing the first year with straight A's and a scientific publication. Nothing could have been better. While I was home to spend my first break with family, suddenly, we had to rush my father to the emergency room. His situation got complicated. His condition worsened, and we lost him. Everything I've dreamt of and worked for collapsed, vanished, or was about to. I was ready to give up. When life was challenging me the most, Kaust presented me an opportunity to join a newly established program in the field of energy. I was invited to meet my supervisor, Professor Tad Padzik, who believed in giving me the opportunity to flourish again, and to whom I'm sincerely and eternally grateful for. Today, because of so many people who offered unlimited help, I stand before you as the first Saudi student to graduate with a PhD from Kaust in the field of energy resources and petroleum engineering. My story is not unique, and Kaust has been transforming challenges into great opportunities. This year, the COVID-19 pandemic presented the greatest challenge humanity faced in decades. When humanity was being challenged the most, Kaust has been serving as the beacon for hope, knowledge, and innovation. You might be wondering, how do we do it? How do we transform challenges into great opportunities? At Kaust, we communicate and collaborate across different fields, with academic institutions and with industrial entities from all over the world. We communicate and collaborate to investigate the world's greatest challenges and to find the next breakthrough, innovative solution. Fellow Kaust graduates, it's true that our journey was fueled by dedication to science and determination to succeed. However, we need to remember that imagination sparks innovation. Or as Professor Einstein phrased it, imagination will take you everywhere. Nationally, our imagination, dedication, and determination will inspire us to reach the Vision 2030 of Saudi Arabia. Globally, our imagination and aspiration will expand the boundaries of science and guide us to create a better future for humanity. Fellow graduates, Today, the time has come. I stand before you, wearing the pearl cufflinks my father gave me all those years ago. His gift to me, on a more profound level, was about understanding that success is not a solo journey. Our success has only been possible with nurture, care from family, friends, mentors, and from great institutions like Kaust. As we enjoy this day, let's remember to turn to everyone around us, to take the time to thank our families who have supported us, to thank our friends who have encouraged us, and to thank our mentors who have guided us along this journey. Fellow graduates, today we become Kaust ambassadors and the future leaders of different fields. Let's remember that with great challenges, great opportunities emerge. Let's also remember to communicate, collaborate, and most importantly, continue to imagine. Thank you and good luck to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Mr. President, on behalf of the Deans, I have the distinct honor and privilege to present this year's doctoral degree candidates who have fulfilled all the requirements and who are duly recommended by the faculty of their respective fields of study for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. In a moment, the advisor of each doctoral degree candidate will introduce their students to be hooded. When a doctoral candidate's name is called, he or she will don their doctoral hood in recognition of their years of dedicated hard work, contribution to our collective body of knowledge, and commitment to being a lifelong scholar. I ask Dean Samir Hamdan to join the President as we will now begin the hooding of doctoral degree candidates from the Division of Biological and Environmental Science and Engineering. Aldo Isaac Martinez Banderas,
David Ohayon,
Elizabeth Victoria Miller,
Fatima Seferji,
Najwa Aziz Alotaibi,
Paul David Harris,
Guan Quing Tian, Sharif Hala,
Yan Bin,
Gian Tommaso Scarazia.
Sandra Constanza Medina Munoz.
Wang Wenbin.
Cecilia Martin.
John Anthony Giddings.
Michael Campbell.
Nojud Adel Al Ismail.
Royal Hardenstein.
Sebastian Obermans.
Susan Rosbach.
I ask Dean Omar Knio to join the President as we now proceed with the doctoral degree candidates from the Division of Computer, Electrical, and Mathematical Science and Engineering.
Shihab Ben Hamouda.
Philip Hanzeli.
Μυρτώ Μαρία Γαλανοπούλου.
سلطان سعود البركاتي.
Yang Tianjin.
Fatima Zohra Smani.
Zhang Guangming.
Yulu.
Maksat Kulmanov.
Michał Mankowski.
Nicolas Doucet.
Tariq Lutfallah Al-Turkestani.
Uchina Akubi.
Waji Halim Bukaram.
Li Yu.
Abdulrazak Shahid.
Jean Lahoud. Jorge Alberto Hogan Lemar.
Mahanur.
Mohammed Mansour Al Rashid.
أسامة محمود بوشناق.
Lin Yonghui. Sali Mamdouh Ahmed.
Yang Shui. Su Zhen.
Abdullah Awad Alatawi.
Adel Bibi.
Sohel Sheikh.
Sun Xiaoping.
Gaurav Agwawa.
Cao Jian. 王芳。
李雨潇。
I ask Dean Ravi Samtane to join the President as we will now proceed with the doctoral degree candidates from the Division of Physical Science and Engineering.
Anthony Bennett. Sally Holmesy.
Ayan Zukmiknov.
Buthaina Amin Ashangiti.
Filipa Raquel Fernandes Simões.
شهادة حمدي محمد أحمد.
Vibeke Vakero. Yahya Al-Zahrani.
Song Chow.
Farisal Hakiki.
Gao Chang.
Rashid Maurice Rashid.
Yafan Yang.
Adrian Garcia. Ahmed Hafez Abdelaziz. Alejandro Cardona Ramírez. Marisol Salva Ramírez.
Dale Hassan. 伟伟肉。
Machun.
ضيف الله دحيم المعلوي.
Emily Dujon.
Esma Ugur.
Yunho Kim. جهاد الدملاوي.
Li Guanghui.
Muhammad Azimul Haq.
Vasudev Babar.
Xu Xianming.
Abdullah Al-Ramadan.
Abdul Rahman Al-Khatib.
Arif Magdoum Mautanen. Francesco Di Sabatino.
Yang Guo Du.
Mustafa Mutiur Rahman.
Prabhu Selvaraj. Tao Ran.
Gao Wei.
Wang Yongwei.
Tian Yuan Si.
Doctoral degree candidates, you have completed the highest degree awarded by this university. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the trustees of King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and admit you to all its rights, privileges, and responsibilities. I commend you on your high accomplishment and welcome you to the community of scholars. Now we will continue with the conferral of the Master of Science degrees. I ask Dean Samir Hamdan to present the candidates from the Division of Biological and Environmental Science and Engineering for the degree of Master of Science.
Mr. President, I have the distinct honor and privilege to present these candidates who have fulfilled all the requirements and who are duly recommended by the faculty of their respective fields of study for the degree of Master of Science.
Elisa Grassi.
حامد إبراهيم البلوي. حمزة أحمد الزنبقي. حسين خالد أصغر.
Rosario Pérez.
瞿思思。عبد الإله أحمد الرشودي. أماني العامودي. أسيل عثمان السنتلي. أثير فايز الثبيتي.
Benjamin Gabriel Polson. Brandon Zahadnik Huntington.
دانا محمد الكلابي. دنا حسين البرعي. فارس سمكري. فاطمة أحمد جليح. هناء اللهيبي.
Ioana Andrea Choconaru.
Zhang Junrui.
Kacper Shepsky.
مهدي فريد الشيوخ.
María Fernanda Veloz Castillo.
王翘楚，رند عصام توفيق، سارة أحمد بابكير، سارة أحمد الحربي، سمية سفير الدين، هونغ يولي، عبد الله يحيى القليطي، أحمد بخش، أريج عبد الرحمن القرني،
Juan Tobón González, Laura Milena Pulido Beltrán,
نجاة عبد الملك أمين، نورة حسن إسلام،
Paula Avendano,
سارة قانع، ياسمين محمد ناظرين،
Anika Perry,
Gloria Lisbeth Gil Ramos, Irene Salinas Akmedeva, Carla Paola González Martínez,
Kiana Ford, Micaela Sofia Tushanchus, Michelle Nicole Havlik, Milica Predragovic, Victoria Golding,
Edith Sánchez, Juan David Escobar.
I asked Dean Omar Kneel to present the candidates from the Division of Computer, Electrical, and Mathematical Science and Engineering for the degree of Master of Science.
Mr. President, I have the distinct honor and privilege to present these candidates who have fulfilled all the requirements and who are recommended by the faculty of their respective fields of study for the degree of Master of Science.
Tan Jinglong,
Alejandro Amador,
Slavomir Hanzele,
عبد الله حمد الرواس، الحمادي منصور العتابي، اليزيد إبراهيم بسيوني،
Atal Narayan Sahu,
Song 晨星。钱国成。هشام سمير الحسين.
Konstantinos Karatsinidis.
Zhou Longxi.
Ramin Abdal.
روان اليحيى. روان عثمان البكري. سخاء بندر الصاعدي. إي سيان يونغ.龙永康。يوسف عبد المحسن الدليجان.
Alessandro Kapla. Amanat Kashisov.
王登科。مزنان بحري. مهند السيف. نور الغامدي.
Octavio José de Sem Bertossi Jr.
Rudy Coppola. Ryan Maxwell.
Víctor Paiva de Olivera.
ياسر الجهني.
Yerjan Orazayev.
Zulma López Reyes.
الهنوف الثنيان.
Arturo Burguet López.
فراس حسن فطاني. معتصم الفرة.
Rafael Ketlin Sousa Silva.
ريهام عبد الوهاب يوسف.
Sebastián Celis.
Sheikh Wasef.
张尔聪。唐美妮。陶月。فاطمة زهرة. أمين المزعل. زهرة النخلي. 王刘维
James Adresh.
I asked Dean Ravi Samtani to present the candidates of the Division of Physical Science and Engineering for the degree of Master of Science.
Mr. President, I have the distinct honor and privilege to present these candidates who have fulfilled all the requirements and who are duly recommended by the faculty of their respective fields of study for the degree of Master of Science.
محمد السناني عبد العزيز عبد الله الأحمد أحمد سعيد الخلف بنان عبيد الله الحازمي
Fawaz Ilahi.
Javier Chavarrio, Natalia Realpe, Rubén Irán Medina Flores,
سالم وجيه الطويل ياسر الغفالي ناصر شراحيلي محمد عبد المحسن الدليجان
Cristian Camilo Guerrero Castro,
Elmir Abelov.
刘梦伟
Michael Adebayo Oyenloye.
Miguel Ángel Corrales,
Regina Yakisheva.
Rubén Figueroa Hernández,
Tayuba Adegazalova.
乔天إيمان موسى الحجي
Guillermo Tostado Blasquez,
ليلى علي بالبيت ماجد حسين العوامي مجد هاشم رزان عمر سعيد عمر بادحدح马吟畅演员أحمد باعقيل علي الخزرجي
Ana Kenia Carrasco Franco,
بعقيل المناشي، فهد المطرفي، فارس أحمد نظيف، غنيمة ناصر عبد الرحمن أبو حامد، حسن إرشاد بهدي، وان كاي، ماجد عناد المطيري، مازن عبد الرحيم الحازمي، محمد مهدي البيك، محمد ناصر الدوسري، معتز الجحدلي،
Nicole Laws,
عبادة عبد العزيز ولي، سجاد علي محمد العلي، شاو شاو، ياسر العويد، سارة مروان الصواف، عبد الكريم أسامة حريري، فاطمة محمد العوا.
Thank you, Dean. Upon recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, I confer upon each of you the degree of Master of Science and admit you to all its rights, privileges, and responsibilities. Faculty, family, and friends, let us give another round of applause to our graduates. We are very, very proud of them. Graduates, the diploma you just received recognizes your dedication, your hard work, and your tremendous accomplishment under the most trying circumstances. However, this day would not be possible without the support of many people. Let us thank your parents, family, and friends who have stood beside you on this journey, and our distinguished faculty for mentoring you into excellence. I hope that while at Kaust, your passion for learning grew immensely and that you leave us with big ideas to make a difference. There's no straight path from where you sit today to all the things that you will do and where you will go in the future. So whether you continue in academia, join the private sector, embark on an entrepreneurial journey, or enter public service, your contribution to solving important problems locally and globally will be what matters. Your contributions will take place in many different ways. Whatever they are, I urge you to contribute in ways that matter to society, your country, and the world. Help the world understand Kaust's value proposition. A Kaust graduate has integrity, passion, curiosity, and excellence. And they have great appreciation for diversity, interdisciplinarity, and what it takes to bring ideas to impact. In closing, let me reiterate what I strongly believe in. A university's reputation is built on the success of its graduates. And you are students today, alumni tomorrow. in a Kaustian forever. Congratulations, class of 2020.
You are the pioneer of remote education. Together, we evolved our conversation in the classroom from, "Can you hear me? I cannot hear you. You muted. Can you unmute?" to having interactive lectures, discussions in breakout rooms, and exams online. You performed exceptionally well in these unprecedented times, and you have been extremely resilient. We are very proud of your accomplishment. Congratulations and all the best.
Thank you to Kaust for allowing me to study at Kaust.
I would like to thank all my colleagues and friends that I've made.
Huge thanks to my PI, Professor Volker.
Hola, Mom and Dad. I want to thank you for everything that you have done for me.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It has been an amazing journey.
Interview, Cat, take one.
I need to thank my dear supervisor, Professor Ted Pasek.
This happy occasion, I would like to thank my family.
We love our son.
I have the distinct honor and privilege
to present these candidates
who have fulfilled all the requirements
and who are duly recommended by the faculty of their respective fields of study.